How you doing, gearheads? Thanks for tuning in. We've got another exciting episode coming your way. It's a big, posh SUV and it ain't German. This is the all-American Jeep Grand Cherokee Overland. And then a new product in the Malaysian market, all the way from France, Furgan Riding Essentials. And can you believe it? A cruiser with a lot of style and a lot of grunt. The Victory Vegas 8-Ball. More often than not, luxury SUVs are European made, usually German, and then you've got the occasional Brit. Yeah, the Japanese might want a slice of the action, but you know where the bulk of the luxury SUVs of the world come from. And now the Americans also want a slice of the pie. This is the Jeep Grand Cherokee Overland, and we are here to see if it is luxurious and if it can keep up with its German rivals. Okay, disclaimer, taste is personal, but I've got to say this. Personally, I think this SUV has been designed very, very tastefully. One of the best looking SUVs out there on the road right now, in my opinion, but undeniably the best looking Grand Cherokee ever made by Jeep. And a Jeep this is, undeniably so, especially when you look at the 7 slats up front. You know that that is a hallmark Jeep design. You'll find it here, you'll find it on the Cherokee, you'll find it on the Wrangler, it's all there. And it comes with a host of very nice looking design touches and also very functional stuff, like this Bison headlamps and this premium fog lamps. They look the business. Even during the daytime with the DRL on, it has a very signature look to it, and you know that you're looking at something quite special when you're coming at it from up front. And then in Malaysia, the Grand Cherokee is sold in 2 trims. One is limited, which is the lowest spec, and the top spec is Overland. This is the best of the lot in terms of the regular cars and not the hyper-powered cars. So how to tell the difference between the Overland and the Limited? You'll get this chrome hooks over there, and that will tell you that this is an Overland. The Overland also comes with 20-inch wheels. They are brushed aluminum with pockets of grey mineral around it. So this is a 20-inch variant. With the Limited, you get the 18 inches, and this particular car comes wrapped with 265 50/20 Kumho tires. All right, now if I were to talk about the general look of the car, it looks very solid, it looks very bulky, because it actually is. It's actually a very big car. It's about well over 4 meters long. In fact, it's closer to 5 meters long. So you definitely have mass on this car. But it is offset by these beautiful chrome accents that just makes you think away from the bulk and weight of the car, but more into the design elements of the car itself. All right, let's check out the back. Being a full-size SUV, you know you get a lot of usable space back here, right? It also comes with a tonneau cover where you want to keep your stuff private and away from the prying eyes of the public. You've got this tonneau cover, which is leather, by the way, which is awesome. And then you've got this big space over here. The rear seats are 60-40 split, and you can push them down and you can load pretty much anything you want in here. The area is actually, it doesn't have any weird angles or weird corners, so it's actually a very usable space. The loading height is a little bit on the tall side, and the floor of the boot space is again tall, but this is simply because you've got a full-size spare underneath and you need a space for that, right? And you've also got speakers at the back here, and also power outlets for you to plug in your vacuum or your lights and stuff like that. And then you will realize that the tail gate is power operated, which is very, very useful, and it just adds to the premium feel of the car. This particular car comes with 2 pipes out back, and that's standard for both Overland and also for the Limited variant. And just look at the design of the car from the back. It is just very handsome. The smart looking tail lamps continue with the smart looking headlamp idea that we carried out from the front, and it is just a handsome car. And this is the interior of the Jeep Grand Cherokee Overland. The thing is, in here, it is a massive, massive car indeed. Even the seats, these full leather seats, just feel like huge, comfortable single-seater sofas at home. They're just nice and plush, and you know, if you wanted to go long distances in this car, no problem. It's going to be very, very comfortable indeed. Now, it's luxuriously appointed inside, and quite rightly so, because of the market it's placing itself in. It needs to, you know, put fire against the competition. Hence why you've gotten this leather-wrapped steering wheel with wood, as well as beautiful wood inserts in the fascia of the car. But one thing for sure that you're not going to miss out on is this 8.4-inch multimedia unit over here, which covers everything. The climate control, the radio, as well as sat-nav, which is all thrown in. The clocks are actually not clocks because it's actually a very nicely designed TFT display, and the speedometer can go from the digital to the manual iteration, and it looks great, I think. And then you've got boxes and bins everywhere. The interior space is very comfortable for 5 people. Some of the competitors out there actually offer 7 seats, but not in this Overland. It only has 5 seats. And that's probably one of the key minuses for this car if you're comparing it to other cars in the same price range, or rather in the same market. But apart from that, very comfortable, very, very plush indeed. Right then, I'm going to take this car out for a spin. Let's face it, man. For a Grand Cherokee, its most natural habitat would be in the city, and that's exactly where we are in right now. We're in the city. It doesn't mean that this car is not capable off-road. This car comes equipped with the quadra-lift air suspension. You can actually choose the suspension height over here. It goes up by 6.6 centimeters, man. That's pretty darn high for a car like this. So 6.6 centimeters, it goes up, and that gives you more than enough clearance to clear any road surfaces that you might come across, rocks and stuff like that. So not a problem at all. You can also lower the car down by 38 millimeters, and that gives you just about enough clearance for you to load stuff and making ingress and egress easier, all that kind of stuff, you know. So they've thought of all this already, and it's a good thing. Now, this car also comes with the terrain selection button over here. The default mode is auto, so that means the car will choose the most appropriate setting for you based on whatever surface it thinks that you're traveling on. But if you wanted to make your own selection, you can choose between snow, sand, mud and rock. Pretty much like a lot of the very, very good dual purpose off-roaders out there, slash luxury SUV. Think Range Rovers and, you know, Landies and Rangies lah, basically. So you can choose all that. In Malaysia, the variant that you will invariably get would be the 3.6 litre Pentastar V6 engine up front, petrol engine. Yeah, it pushes out about 284 horsepower and almost 350 Newton meters of torque, and that is an alright figure. If you're looking at the numbers, yes, it sounds like it's a lot and it's alright. However, this car is a little bit on the bulky side, and the weight makes itself known as soon as you put pedal to the metal, because it actually takes some time for the car to surge. And when it does surge and you're trying to stop, and you do get fairly big brakes with this car, right? When you try to stop, you can feel the weight of the car being thrown forward. The engine itself is fairly responsive, mated to this 8-speed automatic gearbox. It provides you with a very smooth and comfortable drive. It does not rush you into things, but it's got just about enough power to ensure you are never stuck in any situations that you should not be in. Now, one thing that I've got to mention though is that this car is a little bit, in my opinion, on the thirsty side. You can almost see the needle going down, especially if you are in stop-go traffic. If you're doing long distances, that's actually pretty okay, not too bad. But in the city, yeah. It's got a very large tank, 93 liters, so you can fill it up with a lot of petrol, but you will see your supply dipping very, very, very quickly if you don't be careful with the way you drive and you drive in the city a lot. Another feature that you get with the Overland variant is this. You've got a panoramic moonroof, but with a sunroof that you can basically just take off, and that's pretty cool. And the seats are heated and vented, not that you need the heat in the seat, as well as, get this, the steering wheel is also heated. It's a bit of an overkill function for Malaysia, but nonetheless, it's still there. See, I kid you not, man, the air suspension allows this car to go up by 6.6 centimeters. I'm sure this is a capable off-roader, but a lot of the other vehicles in this segment are also capable of doing stuff like this. This Grand Cherokee is positioning itself in the luxury SUV market. Well, luckily in Malaysia, the way vehicles are priced means that this car is almost peerless in the price bracket that it's in, because the competitors like the Audi Q7 and the BMW X5, any of the Mercedes SUVs, even the cheapest Porsche Cayenne, much more expensive than the 480 plus thousand ringgit that Jeep Malaysia is asking for this car. So really, if you discount the aging XC90 and any of the Japanese competitors like the Lexus RCs, there's only one other car that sits almost in the same price bracket as this Jeep Grand Cherokee Overland, and that is the Volkswagen Touareg. So the choice again is between the Americans and the Germans.